today we're going to talk about operations. Now, you are now qualified to operate. It means you're going to know how to use addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And it's important to make sure we know which operation is being used, because if we don't know what's being used, we're not going to be able to solve, because we're not going to be able to understand what we need to do to undo our operations. Right, so with that said, we're going to talk about some operations that are addition. We're going to look at what addition looks like. Okay, so here's addition. That's 2 plus 3. And 2 plus negative 3. We need to make sure that when we do operations that we pay attention to what's between the number and the letter. This symbol right here becomes a negative sign because the plus came before. Now we have 2 plus parentheses negative 3. That's to further make sure that we understand that we have a negative sign. And we have x plus 3. Again, here our x is a variable. Our operation is addition because we're looking between the two things. Here we have 2 plus x. X is not multiplication here. We're looking between, and we have the plus sign, meaning addition. We also have x plus y. X plus a negative y. This is the same situation as right here. And we also have negative x plus 3. And this is where this symbol right here tells us that we have a negative. Now let's look at some subtraction symbol. Here we have to subtract 3. We have to subtract a negative 3. Okay. The first is our operation, the second is our sign. We have to subtract negative 3, a little bit better understood because we use the parenthesis sign. We have x subtract 3. Again, x is not multiplication. X is a variable. The operation is what is between the two things. We have 2 subtract x. Again, we're looking between, and we see the subtraction symbol. We have x subtract y. We have x subtract a negative y. And last, we have negative x subtract 3. Now, let's talk about division before I go around talking about anything else. Okay, before we get to multiplication. Division. Anybody ever noticed how the division symbol that looks like this actually sort of looks like a fraction? Right, first one we're going to do is to divide by 3. To divide by a negative 3. Here's our operation. This is our sign. We have 2 divided by a negative 3. Better understood because we use parentheses. We have x divided by 3. Remember, x is a variable. This is our operation. 2 divided by x. Here's the operation. X is strictly a variable now. X divided by y. X is a variable. Y is a variable. And the operation is the division. X divided by a negative y. And remember, this is the operation, making this one a sign. And we have negative x divided by 3. Now let's talk about our division symbol. Looks like a fraction. I have something, fraction bar over something. And amazingly enough, 2 divided by 3, or 2/3. That's what a fraction means, is that we've got division. And we have 2 divided by a negative 3. That actually matches up to both of these situations right here, are ways of saying the same thing. We have 2 divided by negative 3. Better thought out because I used some parentheses here. And I have negative 2 divided by 3. Next, we have some variables. x divided by 3. That's the same x divided by 3 situation that I have here. Those are the same. They mean the same thing even though they're written differently. I have 2 divided by x. Yes, that's the same as this 2 divided by x and this one. Okay, here's my operation. My operation is actually that line. I have x divided by y. I have negative x divided by y. And I have x divided by negative y. Now, we see the division bar. We know that a fraction is strictly just writing an operation. Let's talk about multiplication. All right? So here we're going to talk about multiplication. And my first multiplication problem, and guys, you really are, the multiplication is the one where you really have to pay attention to what's between. All right? So I have 2 times 3. Here's my operation. It's a dot. We do not use x for multiplication anymore. We have 2 times negative 3. 2 times negative 3, better thought out because I kept my set of parentheses to make sure that negative stays with the 3. Here's x times 3, and here's 2 times x. All of these use the multiplication dot. But not all multiplication deals with dots. I can also have x times 3 this way. And I'm going to look in between them and notice there's nothing there, but because it's a variable and a number, I know there's multiplication. It is understood multiplication. Here I have a better example of multiplication. Again, I'm going to look between them. What's between them? Nothing's between them. It means multiplication, especially if I have a variable involved. Let me say that one more time. If there's a variable involved and it's slammed up next to something and there's no symbol, it's multiplication. I have it here too. Even better understood is when we use our parentheses, but I have multiplication in between them, even though, because there is nothing in between them. Here again, I have multiplication. Even though I have a symbol, this one here means negative. Multiplication happens in between the 2 parentheses. This one's multiplication. Do you see any symbol between the 2 and the x? No symbol between the 2 and the x means multiplication. No symbol between the x and the y means I have multiplication. And these all involve using the letter x or the letter y. This is all in talking about variables. This is another very good example, very similar to this one here, where I have x slammed up next to a set of parentheses. Anytime I have a variable snuggling up to a set of parentheses and nothing is between that variable and the set of parentheses, or a number and a set of parentheses, because I could write it like this, you know. I have over here, both of these situations say I have multiplication right between them. And my last one is negative 1 times x. Yes, I know there's no 1. It's an understood one. And that's a sign, right? This means I have a negative 1 times x. Now, what about this next situation? What does this mean? Guys, that actually means the number 23, right? I will never say 2 times 3 without putting a symbol between them. If they're 2 numbers slammed up together, it is a number. It's when we're dealing with variables that we can say that has multiplication, or this is multiplication. It's because I have a number and a variable and no symbol between them. All right? Now, I'm going to give you probably some work that you're going to have to be able to tell me what symbol or what operation is being used. Very proud of you. Work hard. Take care. Talk to y'all later.